What's going on YouTube? It's Boston here. Today we're going to be watching a little bit of HGTV, the show Flip or Flop. I want to see how realistic the numbers are compared to real life flips and if they're actually making money like they say they are. So without further ado, let's get into it and I'll bring you right to the computer. Okay, so we have our first house here. Let's see.
Want to tell me a little bit about the house?
Let's see.
It's not a huge place. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. It's right under a third.
First of all, Jesus Christ. I think this is somewhere in California. A 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,300 square foot house, asking $500,000 for. And it needs a renovation. That's insane.
No, it's not bad. It has nice grass, it has a pretty tree. It looks, I mean, it's old. It looks like maybe 50s or 60s.
Okay, it looks dated.
Well, what's going on here?
I don't know.
That's a huge yard.
It's a lot of work. Underneath that mess is
$500,000 for this. That's, I can't get over that.
Space. Hey, this is a good
Nice
master.
carpet.
This is a really... What do you mean?
Nice.
What does that mean? Someone's been sleeping there.
And peeing next to the mattress.
It looks like it.
Where's
Nasty.
this go?
That's the laundry room.
Honestly though, this is a pretty clean one compared to even some of the homes I've walked through. This isn't bad. Yeah, there's damage and it's dated and cabinets are knocked down, but this isn't even bad compared to some of the crazy stuff I've walked through.
You know that clanking sound we heard? Might be a plumbing issue here. I mean, that's what causes the wood floors to come up. It's gotta be water. Good sized bathroom. We're gonna do the little shower. We got a reefer in the window, new vanity.
Yeah.
Well, this bedroom's a good size.
So they didn't even mention what price they bought the home at. I'm gonna assume they just went full ask and purchased it at $500,000 because they're already working on the house. But this is one of the cleaner ones they've bought. It's pretty much just dated and a few broken cabinets here and there. So let's see.
Looks like they actually repiped the house. Wait, hold on. You're telling me this house is in plumbing's in decent shape? It should cost around $2,000. I'll take it.
That almost never happens. When the contractor gives you a call after they give you the price of all the repairs and stuff, it's 99.9% of the time never a good thing. So that's actually crazy that that happened.
Okay, so because the neighborhood is pretty traditional, I brought white shaker, but I also brought this more of a traditional style cabinet.
I like that.
Shower walls.
Interesting
I feel
tile
like we're at
chores.
grandma's house right now.
Yeah, I was about to say.
This is surreal. This look on the main shower wall, and then we could do either one of these on the sides.
Looks so much better in here.
Day 44.
Yeah, they got the drywall in. All right, but wow, what a difference in layout. It's actually a really, really big space.
Brought a couple
Nice,
backsplash
right at the wall.
options. This one's a little bit more traditional, but more of a like contemporary flair with the design.
That's cool. That's something I would
Or-
choose too. Let's fast forward and see what it looks like when they're done.
Really cute. Nice.
Wow, this is nice.
This backsplash, that's different. Definitely striking.
I like the white.
It always cracks me up that in the show they hold their own open houses, but in real life when someone is flipping at a high level, they're doing 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 homes a year, you don't have time to do your own open houses. You have teams of people, teams of realtors, teams of contractors, teams of project managers. There's no way that they are hosting their own open house for every single one of these properties. So HGTV does a good job at throwing that in there for entertainment, but there's no way that they're doing that if they're flipping 100 homes a year.
This house has really come a long way.
All right,
After
let's
a
see.
couple of weeks, we received a full price offer
$649.
at $649.9. If this deal goes through, we stand to make.
Okay, so they got $650 for the home. Nice. Total investment, I'm gonna assume again that they purchased the home at $500,000. So if they did that, that means they put around $67,000 into their rehab, which looking at the entire rehab itself, in Alaska, that would definitely be more than $67,000. $25,000 in closing costs, that's your realtor fees, that's the title fees, that's your inspections, that's if the buyer is asking you to pay any of their closing costs, that's any repairs during the buyer's inspection that they found after you did all the repairs, the buyer's gonna have their inspection, maybe ask for some other things to be done. $25,000 seems extremely low for that. But total profit, they're saying they made about $58,000. Let's check out how realistic that is. Okay, going to our example right here, I'll zoom in a little bit. So flip number 1 here. So let's assume they bought the home at $500,000, right? Okay, closing costs. It probably takes 3, 4, 5 months to do a single flip. If they're doing multiple, like 20, 30, 40, 50 a year, you can't just do one and then move to the next one. You're doing multiple flips at the same time. So assuming that, they're probably not paying all cash for their deals. So they have closing costs on the buy side. When you use a hard money loan, you probably pay 2 to 3 points up front. So let's just say two points, which is pretty standard. You're gonna pay $10,000 to the hard money lender, plus all the closing costs for the title company, your inspections and things like that on the buy side. So 10,000 is probably low, but I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Rehab budget, $67,000 like they put in their example. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, it's $67,000. Something they didn't put in their example, if we go back here, is their holding costs. They don't have that at all. Unless they paid cash, which I don't think they did, you're gonna have monthly payments for your mortgage, you are going to have the utility payments, the taxes, you know, insurance, HOA dues if there's an HOA, and a lot of other things like that. I would say for this size of home and this purchase price, around $500,000, for a 4-month hold, which is pretty typical, you're gonna have about $20,000 of holding costs. So they didn't put that in there. Closing costs on the sell side. So they put their closing costs as $25,000. Well, this is only the realtor's 6% commission there. That alone is about $39,000. You don't have your repairs that the buyer is asking for. You don't have the title fees and other things like that. So really, it's gonna be over 6%. So total expenses here, about $636,000. Well, if we move down here, they sold it at about $650,000. So really, realistically, if someone bought this home at $500,000 and did the numbers that they said, they would only be making about $14,000 on this flip. Now, if you knew that going into this property, there's no way a person in their right mind would take this property and try to flip it, because that's way too small of a margin. I mean, one small thing that goes over budget by, you know, $10,000, $15,000, all your profit is gone. So the first flip, you know, I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt that their numbers are accurate, but they're not putting some things in there. And instead of making a almost $60,000 profit, really on this flip, if those numbers are the correct numbers, they're only making about $13,000, $14,000. Not worth the risk, in my opinion. But I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's move on to the second flip here.
Yeah, the floor's pretty nice.
You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking somebody did some work to this house recently.
It looks
but,
nice.
It has good flow. This house looks
It's just
good.
dated,
Kitchen's
and
back
it's not
there.
even that
There's
dated. Well, the
actually a
kitchen's
kitchen area
dated.
right there.
We can keep these cabinets though, right?
Okay, so that's pretty cool. It's not bad at all. But let's see what the numbers turn out, and I want to see how they flip it. Because with these flips, you don't need to go overboard all the time. Not every home is a full gut. You can keep a lot of the things, like paint the cabinets, paint the trim. You know, keep a lot of the things just paint instead of going full overboard, ripping it out, and then putting new stuff back in. So let's see what they do.
Oh my
Full
God,
exterior
man, I
paint
can't
looks
believe we're
nice.
finally done with this house.
So they went
Look
with
how big the kitchen is.
full new
Such a
kitchen.
commitment, man. What do you think of the colors that I picked though?
I think it really
It's
does
nice.
work. But
I mean, it's
we
nice.
need to get the house listed any day now. So at the end of the day, we ended up going over budget, which it happens.
Okay, so they paid $426 for this. Rehab budget $65,000.
The house.
426, correct.
The good news is we
$491.
got it done fast. It looks great. Not a flip, but a nice house just sold for $575. There's another house pending at $629,900. It's
Nice.
a 4-bedroom.
Yeah, 4-bedroom. That's what I was gonna say. If these houses that are more, if they get more bedrooms, I mean, that's huge.
So I'm thinking if one's at $575, one's at $629,900,
600.
difference. List this house for $599.
Yep.
Psychologically, it sounds better to come in under 600.
The absolute best
They
thing we did
did
here
everything.
is removing this wall and removing the window in the kitchen.
They did everything.
Yeah, I think before that was supposed to be the dining area, but it just didn't work.
Again, with the open house,
It is.
this is just for TV. They never actually do this.
What
Okay,
I'm most impressed
let's see what they sold it at.
After 2 weeks on the market, we're currently under contract at $619,000.
$619,000.
$20,000 over asking.
Nice.
If the deal goes through, we stand to make a profit of over $99,000.
$99,000. Okay, that's pretty good. They made $20,000 more than they thought they would. Total investment is $95,000 or $495,000, and their closing costs is $25,000. So let's see how accurate this flip is. Flip 2. So they bought it at $426. Their closing costs, again, with a loan, you're not paying cash for this property if you're doing a lot of flips every year, you need to borrow money for that. So you're gonna have closing costs on the buy side, which is about 2 points. So, you know, I rounded a little bit up to $10,000 because you're gonna have your inspections, you're gonna have your title fees, you're gonna have your lender fees, and, you know, other closing costs. So $10,000 isn't unrealistic. That's pretty realistic. The rehab budget, $69,000. Holding costs, it's a little bit smaller price point than the other one. So instead of 20,000, I put 15,000 because the flip is still gonna take 3 to 4 months from purchase, rehab, and then getting it sold. It might take longer. So $15,000 really isn't unrealistic either for your mortgage, for your utilities, and other things like that, your monthly costs. This is the one they never mention in their flips. So even if they are selling the property themselves, let's just say this is 3% because maybe they are their own realtor. So maybe they can save on half the costs. That saves you a lot of money, about $18,000. So their total expense is $538 versus total investment, that would be $520. So $520 versus about $540. So on this one, they actually did pretty damn well. $80,000. So this one I think would actually be realistic, more realistic than the other one. They made $80,000 on this flip, but they said they made $99,000. I think that is exaggerating a little bit. This one was actually a pretty good deal if their rehab numbers are accurate and they're not just saying those numbers for TV. But if those numbers are accurate, this is a pretty good flip and they would have made about $80,000 on it. If they are not their own agent and they have another agent doing agent things like most flippers do, if they're doing that full time, this would be 6%, standard realtor commission, and they would make about $61,000. Still a really good profit for a flip, but it's not that $99,000 like they displayed on the TV show. So hopefully you can see by now that some of the numbers are a little bit off and they are probably exaggerating things and exaggerating the profit a little bit, specifically for TV. Okay, let's get into our third and final flip here. Let's see how realistic their numbers are on this one.
This house itself, 4-bedroom, 2-bath. It's a little bit over 1,700 square feet, so it's a good size house.
So they want 565.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's assume they bought it at $565 because I don't think they mentioned what they actually bought it at.
If this wall was gone, the whole corner of the house would be glass.
These are big sliders.
Super dated like they always
Once upon
are.
a time.
So bathroom 1, good sized bathroom actually. Easy gut, redo, 8,000, 9,000, not too bad.
Yeah, pretty
Someone's sleeping
standard.
here for sure.
The carpet is really gross.
Nice.
Bedroom number 2 looks just the same in decor as bedroom number 1. The master.
I mean, it's decent size. I mean, for a 1,700 square foot house, what really counts is the bathroom. Let's see this thing.
Very 50s.
I just, God, if I saw this in person, I'd be really excited because this is what you want to see in a flip. Like, it's pretty much just cosmetic, it looks like. Doesn't look like anything structural or anything like that. But, God, to pay $565 for this would be insane. I almost couldn't bring myself to do it. Because you go to other parts of the country, $565 will buy you a beautiful, probably brand new house. And people are paying $565 for this? That's just insane to me. Let's see what they turn it
I need to know
into.
what we're gonna list the house. Well, clearly he came over because he knows we remodeled the house and he's dying.
Okay, so the neighbor is listing their house. The neighbor's house is better, and so now they're trying to figure out what they're gonna list at because they don't want to list at the same price, and whoever is gonna list higher is most likely gonna sell slower. Because if both homes are comparable, which I assume they are, the person that's gonna list at the lower price, they're gonna get all the attention when they list their home, and so of course their home is most likely gonna sell first.
Know what we're gonna list the house for.
All right.
$800,000.
You're the boss.
Nice. 3 months, okay.
Hey,
Hey.
when I was pulling up, I saw that the neighbor has a for sale sign. Tell me they listed higher than us.
It listed at 765,000.
And we're
Damn.
at $799.
Yeah.
$35,000 lower.
I'll tell you what, that fireplace was the
That's,
worst
I like that
thing in
flooring
this
a
house.
lot.
I blocked the entire view. It looks so much better.
I mean, the space is amazing.
The two-tone cabinets look perfect.
Yeah, that's nice.
Love them. Love the
That's
backsplash.
nice.
It's really pretty.
You know what I love about the backsplash is like the three-dimensional look. It really pops.
I like how there's an Eden kitchen area over here, formal dining room, all the beautiful windows.
Yeah,
Did
that's
I
nice.
tell you that I had him redo the concrete?
Oh. It actually looks cute out here. Great decision. And
I don't know what their budget is, but if they're redoing the concrete and a lot of other things like that in a full, pretty much gut remodel, I don't think you could do it for $60,000. Not for this house.
bathroom looks nice.
I love the coloring.
Also, with these homes, it's funny because they use different products every single time they flip the house, which they do for TV. That, you know, if they did the same house every single time, it would be a pretty boring show. But real life flippers that do this for a living, not saying they don't do this for a living and that they're fake, but real flippers, they want to use the same materials, the same design, the same colors, because they know what sells, they know the prices of everything. It makes it easy, and it's just, you know, a system you plug in and you rinse and repeat. That's what makes it a real business. If you were to choose different materials and a different design and a different color scheme every single time you did a flip, it would make the job, in my opinion, a living hell. Because I'm not an interior designer, I don't find that stuff fun. I want to find something that sells, rinse and repeat, same colors, same materials every single time. But if you're choosing, you know, a different color scheme and a different design and a different everything every single flip, it would make your job so much harder, and it would make you have so much more work than is really necessary.
All right, the master.
The closets are huge.
This room looks really nice, beautiful view.
I love this.
The design looks amazing.
It really did come together.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
I always wonder how the people feel walking into the homes, because the camera is right in your face. Like, that's what people forget. Like, they're walking in and the camera is right in their face. I wonder what the director or the people making the show are telling them. Like, oh, make sure you act really surprised when you walk in. Make sure you don't look directly into the camera. Act like you like the property even if you don't.
The open house went great, but to be competitive with my old flip, I had to drop the price. And I ultimately sold the house for $770,000. After closing costs and commission, if this deal goes...
So they sold it at $770, total investment of $660, and closing costs of $30,000. So let's come back to our spreadsheet here. So they bought the home at $565, insane to me. Closing costs, again, you're gonna have closing costs on the buy side because they're not buying this cash, highly doubt it. The rehab budget, $95,300. Holding costs, because if you have a loan, you're gonna have monthly costs such as your mortgage, utility payments, etc. And then closing costs on the sell side, $46,000. That's just the 6% commission. You're gonna have title fees, you're gonna have probably other repairs that the inspector calls out, and other miscellaneous fees. So that could be higher. So total expenses is about $736,000. They sold at $770. So that means in a real life scenario, they would have only made $33,000 on this flip, which it's a good chunk of change, but it's not that $79,000 or $80,000 like they're displaying here. So it's kind of funny how these shows, they don't display all their costs, which if they did, honestly, it would just confuse the viewer anyways. So I see why they do it. I do think flipping itself can be a full-time business and you can make a lot of money doing it, but you do have to get really good deals. A lot of the time they have to be off-market deals. They can't be on market, especially right now. You try to buy a property for a flip on market, you're gonna get so outbid that the numbers don't make sense and you're gonna lose money. So what do I think about the numbers? I think that Flip or Flop, even for me, it's a very entertaining TV show. I like seeing the before and afters. I like the drama that comes up, and I like the problems that they have to solve. It's really entertaining. However, the numbers that they're using are completely, in my opinion, unrealistic. Not saying they don't make money, but I'm pretty sure they over-exaggerate their flips to make it more entertaining for TV, which you have to do. If you're gonna have a TV show, sure, make it entertaining. But I just think the numbers are a little bit exaggerated, and that's okay because they probably make a lot of money from the TV show itself. But that's it for this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed and learned something. But until next time, how the f do you end the video? God, dude, this is so f***ing hard. Alright, but that's it for this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed and learned something. Until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video.